awesome. A matchup of matchups. Here we go. Brother versus brother. The Dins to go head-to-head and possibly what could be their final matchup here. TSM looking to move on with this match. Epik looking to keep themselves in this best out of 3. And that last match not looking good for them, so they're definitely not thinking about that anymore. As I said before, they just probably weren't thinking about that match for the last 10-20 minutes. What should we do for the next game? How are we going to counter them? And you know, they did a very good job at it. They took Reginald's Salsi, or yes, they took Reginald's Salsi away. They took Reginald's Annie away. And now Salsi playing Annie, but he did grab that Twisted Fate, and we're going to see a little bit of the same jungle invasion. We'll see that it's somewhat changing. Ashe is going to go back. She's not really necessary in that fight, but the Clairvoyance is yet to be used. They're going to wait for these minions to really spawn because that's when the movement's going to happen for the buffs, and they are going to be used at around 1 minute and 55 seconds when those spawns, the buffs come up, rather. The other minions that are on the map are going to spawn around 1:30. And it looks like everybody's just going to go to a regular laning phase on this one. Nobody really wants anything to do with a big jungle invasion. They are doing a little bit of a defensive strategy on each other's side, but they're not going to be really pushing up too far at all.
Super safe here, both teams. Both teams really choosing paths where they will not be found by the other team. And look at that, even 3 people, well, 2 people babysitting Amumu here as he is taking the golems, which is not a jungle route I'm familiar with at all. I didn't know you could start with the golems as Amumu. I thought you'd run out of mana too quickly. And here they are babysitting the odd one as he eats that big old golem. That's of course the standard route for Nunu. He has the very nice option right now of finishing that golem. I think the wolves were actually picked up. Yeah, the big wolf was picked up by Reggie. But normally if that big wolf was there, he could pick up the golem. And oh no, he's going to be level 2 from the golem. So he can just go into the enemy forest at level 2 and counter jungle. Ah, I understand. That's why Amumu started with the 2 golems, because that means the standard Nunu counter jungle, he's going to be like, I'm going to eat your golems. And he's going, oh God, I'm going to
very nice. He actually is going down for it right now. He's going to get there.
Man.
And he's actually choosing not to. Maybe going for the gank here. Clicked on to West Rice. They will start to focus him. Going for the Ice Blast. The Dazzle does get out. And they just hit him a little too far. And very nice damage on the volley coming out of the hands of Chaos. It's going to be Singed and Teemo up top. Poison on poison, if you will. Annie versus TF in mid. Salsi and Reginald going head-to-head there. Both level 2, doing very well in the laning phase. And Nunu's like, hey, wait. You countered my counter jungle.
You counter jungle. Wow, it's getting meta in here. I like it. But he's playing another that ward next to Red. And
yes.
Amumu, like I said before, is a super fragile jungler in his early levels. And if he goes to that Red and he goes low, and Nunu is anywhere near and he can blood boil over in time, it's not going to look pretty for Amumu here. Especially in the forest being super annoying each time that Dazzle lands. But yeah, Westred's like, I know where you are, I'm just going to make you take some free damage. But obviously, Special doesn't really care about that. Reggie looks like he's pushing Salsi back handily. And the same for Teemo. Teemo's up. I'm still happy. I have to say that it's one of the most amazing animation in our game, the way that Space Teemo walks. And it's just on this character, just on his skin that he walks there. And oh, Dyra's taking a lot of damage there from the poisoned laser.
Yeah, he is really getting hit down. That armor penetration that Teemo must have on, as Raidman must have.
Look at that. That is beautiful timing. Dandin coming back just as the dual golems spawning. And it's like, I know exactly how you counter jungle with Nunu. And I'm just going to choose a route that's still going to get me to level 4 at the 4-minute mark. Yeah, he's going to be level 4, yes. Even though he was counter-jungled by Nunu. Nunu attempted to counter-jungle him. He is out-jungling Nunu, and that is amazing. As a jungler, I'm telling you, you don't ever out-jungle.
Up top, we got Styres taking a lot of damage. It could be first blood here. They're flashing by Teemo, and it is going to be the fling. He did not save himself. And yeah, great job there as Rainman. Teemo able to pick up the first kill, and we will have to see how that plays out for the rest of the game. Astronaut Teemo, you know, first step
Reggie,
for Tiny
super
Yordles. Aggressive.
He saw Dandin at the red buff, and he's going in. He cannot steal the buff. Dandin has smite, but he can try to kill him.
Oh wow!
And get the
damage
double
being
buff
returned.
is he going to be able to have the damage to kill him there? Actually, oh god.
Oh,
this is getting low. And
Reginald taking a ton of damage. Double buff. Does he want to go back into it? He does not have vision. He goes to his other card, and Westrice coming out of nowhere. Will the attack be able to go down? And Reginald falls to the hands of Westrice. A very nice job as they come up to assist their teammates. Great calls they have going on in communication. Singe back into the game. Going down. Chaos will go down as well. The poison coming out of the hands of Dyrus. Do they continue to go for Dick Special? Dick Special's trying to get Westrice with the dazzle within the range of the turret, but nothing going down there. The odd one actually quite low in middle, not really taking damage from Annie, but trying to consume, and he will get himself back up to a healthy position to continue to farm his lane. And so far, 5 minutes into this game, we've got a good one.
I have to point out that even though this looks good for Epik, they are still 400 gold behind. I'm not sure how it's happening. Let's actually get the scoreboard up. Sorry about that. Yeah, it looks like TSM is simply farming better. And Singed, what is he doing? Singed, Dyrus, you crazy, crazy man. You're not even jungle. Why are you counter jungling?
Oh no, he's going to get pinched in here. Timo coming from the top, but it looks like Dyrus able to make his way down instead of go up top, doing a little slide through the river there. Yeah, Singed surfing through the river. And he's going to get back into his lane as we have Twisted Fate back to his normal position. Reginald takes his place back in middle. 5 on level 5. Salsi is also there. Level up to level 6 though. So now Tibbers versus Reginald being level 5. I don't know how close Reginald is on this point in time. And we are going to see back down bottom. K-Ax is back into his lane. Level 4 is down there as a level 3 double lift and a level 4 Westrice are contending for that lane. Looks like Dyrus is just pulling that high. Trollolol Singed and just poisoning Timo whenever he can. Timo being like, I can do that too. Here's a little bit for yourself. It's Amumu coming in here to try and get the bandage toss, but to no avail. He does not.
Yeah, that Timo is probably going to dominate the lane though in the long run. I mean, actually, yeah, he's 44 to 36, so he is doing well. Dyrus again doing whatever Dyrus pleases. I mean, like Freak pointed out earlier, Singe chooses you to play him, and he tells you to do really strange things apparently. Ash out farming Misfortune heavily though, bottom. This is going 45 to 25. Not looking good for Misfortune, which is interesting because normally Misfortune is the stronger early laner. Rainman actually putting down his poisonous sunlight dishes there in the enemy minions. Not catching Dyrus on this one. Dyrus actually poisoning the entire enemy wave nicely. He's now starting to possibly pick up full raise. And oh, look at that Singed play. Just turning on the cloud for one tick. And there's a gank coming in as Amumu is trying to get the bandage. No, just go straight for the ulti on Reginald. And wow, Reginald getting a taste of the tippers there. That sounds like karmic justice to me.
Yeah, very nice job so far, shutting down Reginald. They knew TF was going to be a problem. This is exactly what's happening to the other game where they were trying to shut down Nidalee as playing top, as we saw before in the previous games with Fnatic and AAA. So they're really focusing Reginald. They know TF is a very strong character and a very, very strong late game character as well, being able to teleport globally all over the map and finish the kills that they're not able to get. So they want to shut him down early so that damage is not too immense, because we all know TF can just be that character that makes you want to throw every one of your peripherals against the wall and not be done with the game right away. So very nice job. The focus on Epik right now in the correct direction, and they're really coming out strong in this game so far. 3-1 with 9.8 to 10.2. The gold favor, however, in favor of TSM, but still anybody's game at 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're still out farming them, which just makes sense. I mean, Ash has that very aggressive Taric, which means she can just push Misfortune back whenever she wants to. Timo has the range on Singed. Singed actually a moment ago when you were talking, we saw Singed farming here. He is level, he's level 6 and farming on. Oh, Reggie coming in for the teleport gang, but not enough damage on Restrice. The arrow hits Restrice. Reggie almost dead though, has to withdraw, especially taking a tower hit as well, and needs to go out. A nice gank attempt there from Reginald, but not quite enough.
It looks like they still got some pokes going down bottom. They still want to get those pings in. We can see it going down right onto the area that they were fighting. Special really wanted to get a dazzle down, possibly on double lift, as he was alone, but they were not able to do that. Charging up the stun, and he's going to go ahead and pop those minions up. And yeah, it looks like we are going to get the first dragon here, as they're not going to be able to contend this one. It is going to be a 3v1 on Dragon. Dragon not being able to do too much, but slow and damaged. So it looks like Dragon will go down.
Yep, that's slow actually. You should not underestimate that attack speed slow. And look at Dyrus again, taking the enemy raves with his poison because he can. Wow. Because he's singed. Oh, and he gets a trouble though. He's probably going to get away from Rainman. Yeah, Rainman can chase him through that cloud. That would not have been good.
Yeah, Salsi was right there ready to drop a Timbers. I'm going to see, yes, it is up for Salsi, and we'll have to see how he uses that. But it looks like they're still going to contend on this Singe. They know he's quite low. If they can get that Q down from the odd one, they will be able to stop him. But he is ulting. He is going to gain back a little bit of everything here. He's going to regen health a little bit faster, and it actually looks like he's going to blue pill back to his base. No, he's going to stay in lane. Now he's blue pilling back to base. Thanks for joking with me.
These pros always do that. I don't understand it entirely, but they always start the blue pill and change their minds. They do it all the time. He knows we're watching. He's
well,
just
at that point in time, he knows he has a minion wave coming up. There's really no reason to go back. Grab the experience in lane. MF pushed up quite far in the bushes down bottom in a 2v1 situation. She doesn't really know that Ashe is going to continue to come back, and we see her start to back up there on the mini-map. She's just going to get the W's in and try and grab down some minions.
If you look at these pock marks here, though, in the northern jungle for Team SoloMid, that's all satellite dishes, and they are satelliting very important formation back home. Anyone who steps in them is not just going to get slowed and damaged, but is also, well, as he steps in the vision, going to be revealed. And that is just, Teemo's basically 3 wards right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the side range of wards, but, it's a kind of ward that explodes. That's even better.
Not a problem for them. Again, more aggressive attack from the Rain Man onto Dyrus. Dyrus is just going to take that damage as a grain of salt. Not really doing too much to him, but still, it's going to kick you out of the laning phase a little bit faster, so he wants to prevent that as much as possible. Nothing really going on right now. Looks like MF is going to grab wet. We can see the vision on both teams there. And as Xenon said before, just a lot of those mushrooms is going to really partially ward that top jungle and allow them to know when anybody's invading. Dyrus was really enjoying that area a little bit. It looks like he's not going to enjoy it so much if he tries to go back.
The odd one actually spending a lot of time here in the bushes. I think this is a questionable decision. Yeah, like, he was trying to wait for Dyrus to become aggressive, but Dyrus was like, this is a great time to go home. I smell a Nunu bot. And yeah, Nunu says, well, I'm not sure what I want to do. Nothing is really pushed. Nothing is open for gank. I could be around mid in case they want to be suddenly aggressive, in case Salsi wants to push forward. Now Dyrus is back. Now Nunu coming back top. That's a lot of lost time there. Is he going to actually make anything happen, though, in top lane, Rivington?
I don't know. Here he goes, going for the Ice Blast, getting him down. Will they be able to flash out? Or on this one, there he is. Reginald coming in with the gold card. Do they have enough damage? And he is going to be able to ultimate and get out of this one. That last arrow is to hit, but the ultimate saving his life. The card coming in for Reginald on the last flash. Amazing job, as well as the ghost. A huge push there. They are pushing bottom lane, coming in with the ultimate. His ultimate actually missed on Ashe. Will he be able to get that despair down? Another tantrum, may be able to do it for himself. The clairvoyant's coming down so he can see within the bush. Great job from his team. He definitely is able to take the damage of that turret. Special is forced to back now, and they will give retribution to their teammate. Not the one that went down, obviously, but they will go 1 for 1 in the kills there. Actually 2, as TF has gone down a little bit before, as Ashe is also going down. So a very nice job by Epik to turn that one in their favor after losing Dyrus and focus on the bottom lane.
Salsi actually came in from behind there and took down Reggie, punished him for that very aggressive play, but still, that hurts, and that hurts the mentality of players as well. It's like, I didn't even go that far. Singed, maybe I've gone up this way, then Nunu came in, he thought he was safe, and then a beautiful, beautiful teleport from TF, and that's why you ban TF. He can turn any 2v2 or 2v1 into a 3v2 or 3v1 even, which is, just a guaranteed kill right there. And yeah, if you have a player who has the map overview that Reggie has proven himself to have lots and lots of times, and it's just going to happen every single time that spell is up. And you need to have perfect coordination yourself to counter that.
So we can see Epik picking a few times towards Dragon. They know that Tariq has just set down a ward down there. That is special, trying to give his team a little bit more sight, as the top is really covered by the Rain Man right now with his Teemo, and just using his W to fly around here until he gets attacked. He's going to be able to move a little bit quicker. That's one of Teemo's abilities. Looks like a lot of action in middle here, but I don't think anything is going to come of it. Really just a lot of lane presence, and they're going to let each other know that, we're ready to start moving around in teams. Level 11, the spread on that is level 11. The lowest is level 6 right now. Double lift, very much expected for the support to be a little bit behind, and I wouldn't even call it behind, in the position that they want to be in. Tariq is also level 6. That is special, so everybody really playing up to par at this point. 5-2 in favor of Epik this time. And like we saw before, AAA and Fnatic had an amazing second game, and it seems like Dan Din has really gained his ground here. The confidence is back for Epik Gaming, and they are really going to take this one to Team SoloMid, hopefully into a Game 3 to keep themselves in this Season 1 championship semifinals matchup.
Joe, can I give you a piece of advice? Sorry, Joe, right? Joe Rivington. Can I give you a piece of advice here?
Advise me.
Never, ever, ever go through this river. Never,
I won't.
Ever.
Please. Even while surfing.
This is hell. This is hell right here. Every step you take, you're going to be slowed down. And that's just beautiful play from Rainman. He knows he's safe, because no one's going to get there in time. He can just walk out. And Rainman currently at 123 creep kills versus 107 on Dyrus. Dyrus still not too badly, considering that he's laning against the ranged. He's using that poison really well to pick up a couple of creep kills. They may be setting up for a dragon sometime soon. It's probably going to be back soonish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like Team Epik is setting up in that general area, but they may be looking for a fight as well. Timo is actually building a Blood Razor. I really like that. Even though I think Rainman usually starts with the Frozen Mallet, the Blood Razor is great against champions like Singed, of course. Dragon being taken down now by Epik. They are probably not going to be contested on this.
Wow.
Yeah,
Looks like
completely uncontested.
Somewhat of a move in here in mid. Singed is going to go in. Dyrus initiating onto Nunubot, the odd one, forced to back out of that. And it looks like the ultimate is down. The dazzle going on to Dyrus, but Salsi will still continue. Oh, just dodging the aerial. Salsi backs up, so it hits Dyrus in the face, and that's exactly who you want it to hit.
Yeah.
They're still not going to be able to initiate. Rainman taking full advantage of everything that's going around the map. He's going to say, I'm just going to farm my lane, guys. I'm up here doing what I do. I'm Timo. I'm adorable. So we're going to see him being back now as Dyrus begins to come into the lane. That W of Timo. Oh, juked in the lane. Bushes, can't see me. I'm going to run by. Oh, just getting out of range of the flip. No, he does catch him because the ultimate is going to give him a little bit more speed. Will he be able to do what he can? The ultimate coming down from Dan Din. Looks like they will be able to drop the Rain Man here. The damage being done by a full proc absolute zero. Dan Din falls. A very nice job coming in by the hands of TSM, the odd one, to really shut down what was about to happen. It would look like the Rain Man able to make it out alive, and he just living by the skin of his teeth. Timo may have 9 lives as well. We don't know.
Dyrus just just barely stepping past that mushroom, or I should say satellite dish, on his way out. That would have slowed him and possibly made him available for a pickup. Reginald, very nice play there, ported in very, very far south. He was like, I don't need to port in the middle of the battle. I don't know where Singed is going to be in a couple of seconds. He's crazy. He's just going to run around super fast with his ultimate. So I'm going to port in somewhere south, which is his only escape path at this moment. There's mushrooms all over the river. I'm going to port in south. He actually picked up a kill very early in that fight and was able to join from the south then. But still a slight gold advantage for Team Epik here, and 1 kill advantage as well. But I feel that as this game goes on, the Twisted Fate is going to be such a strong advantage for Team SoloMid. Just being able to join any fight you'd like to join, it's going to be very, very hard for them to find some kind of counterplay to that.
Looks like we may have a dive here on top of Westrice. We have Timo Rainman coming around the backside. He does have red. It's going to be backing. He's going to thwart that back. Going to try it again. Sees Timo coming behind, blinding Westrice, and he is going to take a quick shot on that one. Oh, no, not blinding. Just going for the poison. He did not want to fully initiate on the fight. Reginald was like, I think we're going to back off on this one. We don't need to really push forward too hard. And Timo's going to return to his lane. I think Reginald's going to back here, and he's going to just continue to harass Dyrus with the red buff. You see Andy in middle getting kind of hit back and forth as the odd one comes in, not taking too much damage, just queuing the minions as they're about to die, which will not waste any mana. It quickly replenishes the mana used to do that. We do have Ash down bottom, Chaos farming himself up. Nunu will take the middle odd one for, that is Reginald.
Yeah, Reggie was unfortunate in that his minions had just been killed by the tower and his new wave hadn't pushed in yet. I'm sure he would have got in for the dive if there had been a minion to take the tower hits, but with him being at about, I think, 2/3 health, 2 or 3 tower hits would have made him available for a very easy pickup, and I think that was the right call on Reggie here. For once, aggressive Reginald not being super aggressive.
Right, looks like we got a few more mushrooms, aka satellites, going down. This is a legendary skin for Timo, so it does change up a little bit the animations. Obviously his run style, absolutely adorable. So we're going to see that coming into play with the skins. Not too many other ones on the map, but it's always great to see those. It makes the game a little bit more enjoyable. We're going to see a good amount of harass here. A lot of minions doing damage as well, since Dyrus not going to take too much. And it looks like Nunu's setting up for something here. No, he's going to be ward clearing. Going to go ahead and just go into these bushes. He's going to hop into that top bush, go back into his jungle, And it looks like a lot of roam going around. Not really roam, just walking around by Epik as they mill around the map at this point and try to figure out what they want to do. If they can initiate on somebody, they don't really have too much vision on where TSM is at this point because they are actually out of their lanes, so they don't want to make too many mistakes. They want to be very cautious about their play, and they're staying on their side of the jungle. As you see Dan Din just kind of walking around left to right, making sure nobody's invading too much. Going to go ahead and start on his Wolves as Timo pushing top still pretty well, able to take out that farm, and he's just doing a really great job of keeping the lane pushed, keeping himself in lane, and keeping that level up.
And just like we said, Timo has his Blood Razor, while Ash also has her Infinity Edge. No finished Tier 3 items really on the other team except for that Rod of Ages on Annie. That's not too bad right there, but it's not a huge jump in power. It's a little bit of a defensive item as well, so it's a good thing to buy. That's something else that people need to learn on low levels. Defensive stats multiply with attack stats. And why is that? Because the longer you are in a battle, the more damage you can do. So getting the Rod of Ages early on Annie is a very good call. The Death Cap first is somewhat sexier to watch, but it's not going to be the most conservative choice.
Yeah, it's definitely an expensive item, and sometimes you find yourself trying to go for that, overextending yourself a little bit too much to get the minion farm that you need, to get the kills that you need, and you just end up buying the pre-items for that, and maybe even lesser items that you have to sell later. Reselling or selling your items, rather, just in general, is never a good thing. You're losing money, and you always want to be going for that goal item that you have set in mind, and that's just the way to do it. Rain Man now looks like he's going to go back down and continue to set up some satellites here somewhere else. He's getting really good vision. He's starting to evade with him a little bit, and that's exactly what you just really don't want, to run through your own jungle and continue to run through these. A ward being placed right down on him. Will they be able to take it out in time? And no, it just disappeared. Yes, actually they did. It stayed for a little while there. The bush kind of made it look like it was not dead. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 7 satellites in that river right by Baron.
Good
Definitely a death trap.
coverage.
TF all by himself. Looks like they are going to ping on him, but Amumu doesn't look like he's going to want to go down there. He's playing very careless. Not careless,
they're
rather.
Not actually
careful.
doing a two-man Baron.
I think they will. They have Taric coming up. He's going to be able to help with a little bit of the armor. They also have Ash as well. 22-minute Baron. We'll have to see what they're doing. They are going to start running through these. They go for the initiation right onto Annie. Saul's taking some damage there as well. Dazzled. He's continued to be stunned for at least 5 seconds there. The Tibbers drop right in the middle of the Absolute Zero. Was not a stun and did not really stop the Absolute Zero. And we're going to have to see how much damage they continue to do. Rain Man looks like he's going to go down, but not before he can drop Salsy. He's still alive. The poison will be able to kill him on that one, and he goes down by the hands of Dyrus. Nunu and Ash forced to back off of that. And it looks like, if they can just get there, Dyrus is coming very close. If we just continue to walk down, I think Ash would have been forced to run out of that bush. Baron is still up. Looks like they were just able to poke him a bit, and it looks like this mid turret could go down in the hands of Westrice. He only has about 4 more shots from that turret to go off. 1-2 on that last minion, and he will be able to have to back off at about 300 health on that turret. So it looks like Epik does pull out something from that. They get a kill on both sides, but they are going to pick up Dragon. So really coming out in the lead with that instance. But overall, they are 7-5. Epik doing very well. So we could say that they have the lead. They have finally grabbed the money game. It is 30,000 to 28,000 in favor of Epik. 1 turret to none, again in favor of Epik. A very good game coming off of that last one that really could have shut them down emotionally. But, they pulled right out of it, and they are ready to go.
In hindsight, with the power of hindsight, I say that it would have been much better to wait just a little bit on a Baron attempt, wait for Reggie to get his ulti back. Because if Reggie could have ultied in them, that fight would have looked a lot more dire for Epik. And TSM could have picked up a lot of kills there, and possibly even Baron. Wow, Baron entrance itself is now mushroomed. As Team Epik are setting up very near Baron, they don't really want to go for it. I mean, Reggie's ulti is up now. I'm not sure what they're doing right here. I think they're just clearing it out. Nice. 2 wards placed right at the bottom of Baron here. And Baron is actually going to take out the second ward for them. Very nice of you. Oh, no, he's not. He just stopped. Nope. Going to leave that right there. That feels all right. That feels good. Nice and warm. So, TSM, a little bit aggressive there with that early Baron attempt. But they are still not too far ahead in gold. They're still last hitting so much better than Epik. Look at that. It's 186 for them versus 175, 165. Yeah, that's really quite an advantage right here. And Timo building a wits end. That is very smart. He is always going to be attacking in a fight, right? He's always going to run around, turn around, attack. And these 4 stacks of magic resist that you get from attacking with the wits end are going to be extremely helpful to him. And the Rainman is known for his tanky Timo builds. This is probably one of his more aggressive builds that I've seen.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 2 or 3 Dorans into a frozen wallet. But that may still come. I mean, he still has room for a frozen wallet, even though he has a... Well, that's probably going to be Murky Threads.
That's the switch up of the strategy. The Rainman knowing, they are playing against a very tanky team. It's only going to get even tankier, so he's going to be able to shred that with the Magic Bloodrazor. Timo going back, the Rainman going back into the river to set down some more satellites. Bam, there it is. It looks like he has a few more to set down, but no, he chooses not to. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe.
He can only have 3 at a time.
Right.
So, yeah.
Focusing on mid, and we'll have to see what Annie can do to these minions, just able to take them down. I don't think anybody is going to pressure her in that situation. She has an MF and a Mumu right under her. Dan with the Oracles, going to start running around and trying to regain map control. They do have a CV down on the blue. They go for the blue right away, and just in the lane next to them, I think they should have, somewhat initiated. Reginald was running back a little bit, but Nunu isn't going to be able to do too much for Reginald if they get in there. Once they have the stun, the fling, and he's able to drop it, and he does have her stun up as well. The bandage toss from Amumu, and it looks like they're going to go all the way behind this one. And let's see what they can do with this as they continue to go into the fight. There is 3 to 4 there. He misses the bandage toss, so that's going to be a miss on that. He will not choose to throw off his ultimate. That would have been a waste of the Amumu ult, and very well done being seen by TSM that they were in a terrible position. Nobody was on the map. Look, a Rainman just kind of taking top lane over by himself. It's going to be a port in from the Destiny ultimate coming out of the hands of Reginald. They should be able to take down Westrice here, and a very nice job catching Westrice off guard. And those are the situations where you're not even extended, but the ability and the composition of the other team says differently.
Yeah, it's just the fact that no one of Team Epik was around there. That just made Miss Fortune kind of extended, even though she was in a really safe place, kind of normally. But there was no one around from the team that could have protected her. So that port in was a very clean, very quick kill, right there for TSM's Reginald. And yeah, like I said, this is why you don't let Reggie play a Twisted Fate.
Yep.
By the way, do you know who plays an amazing AP, Timo?
Not until you tell me.
Shushay. He builds it Death Cap into Lich Bait, and it's so much fun to watch. It's the last thing you expect from Timo. And then late game...
I actually could have guessed that.
You could have guessed
I could have guessed that.
Late game, you step on a mushroom and bad news. And it looks like TSM are putting themselves back into this game in style. That teleport gank and that wonderfully thwarted push on bot lane there means that they are now only 300 gold behind Epik, and that is nothing at these levels, at these times. The next fight is really going to set the tone of the game. Whoever loses the next fight is going to be on the back foot defending probably until the next real turnaround happens. And I personally predict that TSM is probably going to take it. I really like their setup a lot better right now. They have clear damage output, whereas Miss Fortune, if she can survive long enough, she can put a lot of damage with the Infinity Edge. But Annie is going to initiate in another way. Oh, Twisted Fate actually in trouble down there. Gets the Amumu ultimate on him, he gets the stun, and wow, Tibbers cleans it up. As I was about to say, if Annie can clean up right away, wow, then she's great. But in a longer team fight, there are other APs that do more sustained damage. And is Epik going to go for the Baron now? They could do it.
Being able to take out that TF definitely stops the Destiny. The Destiny can also help you see, and they're going to be able to flip Rainman here. Rainman stuck in the adhesive of Twisted Fate, Twisted Fate of Dyrus on Singed, and he does have the Rylus that is going to stack, especially with the poison. Just running through that is going to slow you down. The adhesive to slow you down even more, and we'll have to see what they can do as they move into the jungle. Very confident about this. 10 seconds to really initiate on something. The Ash Volley coming through. Will they focus on the Nunubot here? He does have to have his Banshee's Veil broken, and everybody just gets away in time. No, the bandage toss on to Nunu, but is just too far. They kited them way too close to the rest of the team, and they are going to have to back off on that, playing very cautious. But it looks like the reinitiation here from Team SoloMid. Will he get in the bush? The odd one is just waiting to proc that. Absolutely. And he just goes on and off, really just slowing down the other team to initiate and support this fight to happen. Xpecial taking a lot of damage. Reginald back in the fight as well. Xpecial goes down by the hands of Westrice, and that's exactly what you're talking about. They're not able to focus Westrice. He gets a double kill there, and it looks like they will be have the triple kill from West Rice, and it looks like he is starting to clean up. Salsi being able to take a lot of damage from that turret. Annie with that shield on, as I said before, another ability that she has after being able to proc up the stun. She has her Q and her W to do so much damage, and then deceivingly defensive. A very nice job, and you called it. If West Rice isn't able to do the damage, Annie just missing as she Jana gets out of the way, and very nice reactions coming out of the hands of Salsi, and a very good turn of events here for Epik, and it looks like they are right back in this one. And if they haven't been before, it was anybody's game, but they really just took the advantage.
Absolutely, and what happened there, I can smell that from over here. What happened there was Reggie saying, guys, I'm back, initiate, I'm just going to ulti in, and that was absolutely the right call to make from his side. I believe 100% that fight could have gone for TSM, but unfortunately, like you said, they couldn't get to that misfortune. She was able to do all that damage, and then once they started running, you don't really run against this team combo. You don't run away from a Singe. I mean, was he still alive at that point? I don't even know, but still, you don't run from this team at all. That Janna is going to slow you down and is going to toss you up into the air. The Amumu can catch you, Annie can flash in and stun you. And once that fight turned, because that misfortune could do all that damage, there was nothing that TSM could do anymore. Even though it was the right call, they lost this fight, and now it looks like Epik are actually slightly in the advantage. 2,000 gold ahead, and also 5 kills ahead.
They do have their lanes being pushed. Looks like they're going to go ahead and pick up a dragon here. That's going to help them a lot with gold. Nice job by Dyrus seeing that bottom lane being pushed out. They don't want it to reach the inhibitor turrets. Yeah, it looks like Reginald could be caught off guard here. And he throws out some cards. A great Oracle's Elixir already by Amumu. He's able to take down the ward, and he does not have any caution about going to the jungle here. His team is gathering together around him, power and numbers for this one, and they're easily just able to take that blue, going for the rest of the experience. They see that Annie is there coming in, able to flash out, and Reginald using his ultimate only to have Salsi expend the flash summoner spell, and it looks like they will have full control over this mid lane right now as they continue to just keep TSM pinched in. They do have a good amount of defense here, and it looks like the lanes are pushed enough for them to do something here before the minions really start to affect that bottom turret, before they even get close to the inhibitor turret on top lane, and it looks like Epik is just even more and more better position. 43,000 to 40,000 gold. That 3,000 gold increase is that just a few minutes ago they were equal on gold. 2 turrets to 2, however, 11 to 6 at 32 minutes. A beautiful game right now between the Dins and their teams, and TSM, Team SoloMid, and Epik Gaming going head to head here at Dreamhack. Just an amazing game we have going on, and hopefully into a game 3 for Epik to continue in the tournament.
And I believe it's really looking strong like a game 3 now. If they don't make a mistake at Baron, they were kind of looking like they were setting up for it. They could have killed it quickly, but there was too much from TSM around. Now TSM are actually backing, and oh no, they're not backing, they're baiting us. Very good. If they see the Twisted Fate bot, he does not have his ulti back yet. They could be going for Baron right now, but with Baron, they're probably not sure if they can actually take the 5v4 with Baron actually attacking them. Then going to clear out wards in Baron. No, he doesn't see them. He's going for the Raymond top. The Raymond, by the way, built a Guardian Angel. So yeah, he likes his tanky Teemo. He likes his tanky Teemo a lot. Still level 1 boots, but gonna hit W, and yeah, why would I buy boots? I'm Teemo. And that cute animation can also run really quick. And Epik setting up for nice aggressive positioning here. And I don't think, TSM have no wards here. I'm not aware of this, but no.
Right, they could have actually, maybe not knowing the health on that turret. It is quite low. They probably could have just went in there and tanked it up, and they're actually going to, but helping with the push of the minion wave. West Rice getting a little close. He does take a shot, but it's not going to affect him too much. Looks like mid lane will also be pushed. They're going to go for a turret here. If there's enough damage down mid, and Dyrus does not have his teleport up, I don't think he should use it at all. That's a very risky situation, and your turret's going down. They're just going to over-focus you on the turret, and looks like Epik is going to just walk right past Dragon. They are going to walk past, obviously, their ward. Seeing one in this bush, Amumu will be able to take that down. A great ward control right now coming out of the hands of Epik. Usually it's TSM to really be warding the entire map. If we look down at the buy list, we can see Team SoloMid with actually 4, 7, and 8 wards in the inventories across the board. And we have 1 ward on Janna, who has been helping a lot. That is double lift to assist the team. A lot of wards still being bought by SoloMid, especially with Teemo laying mushrooms all over the place.
This could be the next team fight right here. They seem to be going for red, and TSM don't want to give them red, especially getting a little close there, but then could not initiate as his team had just pulled back to mid lane to farm minions and push the lane conventionally. They're like, we don't need to pick a fight in the forest. We can push this, and I think that's probably the wrong decision, because in the lane, it's going to be much easier for Team SoloMid to get close to that misfortune and shut it down, whereas in the forest, as we just saw before, you know, there's all these angles, it's all narrow, it's very hard to get to a character that you want to get to, and Dyrus and Reggie have been dueling it out the bottom lane here for a while now, neither of them able to really do any damage to the other one, and Dyrus now actually rotating into the enemy forest to take the wolves. Why not? Tendon been scouted there by an Ash Hawk shot, so they know that Epik is here, and they're just gonna give the turret to Epik. It looks like Dyrus coming in from below as well. The Rainman is, yeah, he's not gonna do anything here either. So that's another turret. We're now 4-3 in favor of Epik. Gold advantage is also growing. Oh, that's a nice bait from Rainman. Wow. But is the damage gonna be? Yeah, that was a beautiful bait. Amumu just lost so much health for nothing basically. That's gonna make Epik think twice about initiating on them right now.
That is actually a very tanky Teemo. We saw him taking the damage. He got a few shots off, was able to assist him with that wit's end and keep him from taking too much damage from Teemo as he came back around, from Amumu, I should say. And looks like Teemo has that red buff. He is going to make a move to start laying down some mushrooms in the jungle up top so he can feel confident if he wants to go ahead and farm that lane. Since I said that turret is not behind him, he's going to have to be very careful, but it looks like he may be chased down. A nice flash away, and the second time Reginald is thwarted on his Destiny ultimate, and it looks like they will continue to go into this one, and it's going to be Dan Din to initiate the ultimate coming out of the hands of Westrice. Will he continue? He has blinded Westrice, so he will not be able to get too many kills. They will be able to expend the Guardian Angels here. Westrice has, however, gone down. The absolute zero procced by Nunu. A nice kill by Dyrus there as we move back down to the fight. Special looking to go down. Teemo has fallen once again as the Rainman falls. Nice. A 1 for 3, and Epik is really turning this one in their favor.
Oh,
the tank from Dan Din and Dyrus is just too much to be shut down right now by TSM. They're using their front line of defense very well. A good stun on Annie. She's going to go head-to-head with Nunu. Slowed down a little bit, not even taking any damage from that Ice Blast. And we are going to see the odd one also going down in this situation. There's no way he's making out of the live. Whoop, flipping right back. And it was going to be Dyrus getting the kill on that one. Chaos is like, hey, all right, let me get some damage in here. I want to party. But nothing going to happen there. He is just forced to go back. Unfortunately, his crystal arrow is down for about another 15 seconds. Throwing that in the bush to possibly catch Ash off guard and maybe see her come out slowly, but not going to happen. And another fight quickly going in favor of Epik. You know, just coming in, there was just a line of sight broken for Teemo, and there he is, just still is cute. Still is cute.
He is cute, even when that he's cute. That's a little creepy, but it's unfortunately true. So what happened here is that Reginald ported in around here, and Dyrus was like, you like porting? I can port too. He just teleported into a minion here and basically removed Reggie from the fight entirely, chased him down into the river and killed him. So, there you have it, guys. The counter to Twisted Fate is Cinched. With the teleport, obviously. Cinched playing a great game here. If you can actually split up the enemy team in such a way that the damage isn't there when it needs to be there, that can win a team fight right there. And it's looking so good for Epik now. The gold advantage is still not that much better, but psychologically they must be feeling so great about themselves.
A ton of momentum, a ton of adrenaline, as I said before. Blood, sweat, and tears being left in the tournament area this weekend. You know, it's coming down to our last day. Teams have been sent home. Teams have been already given thousands of dollars for losing, you know, great prizes. So we're going to see who can really come up and get that $50,000. And right now we're looking for who is going to get that $7,000 spot. If TSM is able to pull this one back in their favor, they will force that to go to Epik. But if Epik can bring this to a game 3, it's really anybody's game on a 1-to-1 game point. It looks like they're just kind of congregating in the jungle, moving around with each other, and we see Reginald down on the bottom, farming himself up, trying to get himself some more kills on the minions. Dyrus will look to initiate on something here. As he does see him behind, he's going to try to get past. Dyrus will wait for that until he gets too far away. The ultimate is on. He's actually doing quite a bit of damage. Reginald is running out of mana, but he does have blue buff. Flip him right out of his ultimate. Could he do it? Yes, he does right there, taking a ton of damage. And it looks like in a 1v1 situation, Dyrus is really really able to come up on this one very big time. And as he just ticked away the health of Twisted Fate, we were able to tell that that one was going down. 60 seconds to get back into the game for Reginald, and he is not having the game he wants to have with Twisted Fate, being the carry that he can act as, being able to pour all around the map with a global ult, something that is so advantageous and has been thwarted every time. He was just waiting. Dyrus playing very smart, knowing that he ultimate would give him enough speed to continue to follow Reginald, waiting for that flick on the ultimate to thwart it.
And he misses the bandage shots on Baron. That's GG right there. No, of course not very important. But Dandin standing in a very defensive position there, trying to shield that damage from hitting Baron from the other side. TSM, can they do anything? Can they actually go in for a steal? Raymond positioning himself very aggressively, but no, the Baron goes to Epik, and Janna channeling her ulti. Wow! Cheok's taking it down so very quickly. Dyrus trying to run in there, but oh, there's the Raymond is still there in the river doing massive amounts of damage, taking out Dandin. And oh, there is a nice little satellite, and Raymond is gonna get away. Salsi chasing the odd one again, but Salsi obviously outnumbered. He has to run, and the arrow, oh, that's not it. But a beautiful flash in from Twisted Fate here, who gets flung into the tower and into a divot. Wow, that team play, amazing. Ash taking all that damage, and Singed is still out for blood. That Singed is not yet sated, and especially obviously dead down here. Is Singed gonna get there in time? Yes!
Very nice.
Wow. That Singed, you know what? I'm calling it right now, Singed ban next game.
Yeah, seriously, you cannot let Dyrus get singed. We saw before, they're not even going to worry about this. Knowing with the damage that's on MF, he's probably going to back up a little bit here once these minions get here. There he is. The minions will grab aggro, very smart move, and he's just going to be able to port back as they are able to grab the first turret here, just out picking on the team composition and outplaying right now. Just so much tank on the side of Epik. I said it before, it's a great defensive line to be able to put out. So I wasn't going to say Salsi was going to have a very tanky character, but he did go for that Rod of Ages, and it builds him into that, especially with the E of Annie, able to deceptively take a good amount of damage as well as return a little bit. And they've really been playing what would be, the macro of their champions, or micro, not macro, micro, in and out, distributing the damage between their tanks, going in, Dandin playing a very smart Amumu on that one, taking the brunt force of what a Teemo was giving out, not letting Teemo shoot the rest of his team, and keeping Westrice alive to continue to just barrage people with the ammo of misfortune.
I'm going to question something here right now, though. Dandin building Ninja Tabi. I don't know, Ninja Tabi are generally considered underpowered. They aren't, but they are good against certain team comps, against AD comps, and there is not that much AD damage. It's really just Ashe, Teemo a little bit, but that Reginald is going to do pure magic damage, and that's going to be so much magic damage from him. He's not going to focus on the Amumu right away, but still, these dodge boots also mean, well, in the jungle, this is not the most important thing in the world, but it means fewer procs on Tantrum, obviously.
Right.
I know, there's probably a reason for it, but yeah, we see the beautiful build here on Singed. We see Force of Nature, Crystal Scepter, we see a Banshee's Veil and a Sunfire Cape. That just means no one's going to do any damage to him, and he is going to be fast, and he's going to slow you down so much. And that's an inhibitor down, I would say, for Team SoloMid right here.
We have 3,500 HP on Dyrus going down. We have 3,000 HP on Dandin. That is a lot of damage that needs to be put out for either of those to want to back out of the fight. And even then, the tank is supposed to stay in there. The captain of the ship goes down with the ship, and that's how these guys feel about when playing tanks. So we're going to see what they can do in this bottom lane. They have a huge minion wave coming up, a bit of a stack of Sorks there. So OP Sork minions all day, and we're going to see them doing a lot of damage, just taking out, wiping these minion waves, no problem. They're going to be able to take down this turret pretty easily. And Janna just waiting to come in, possibly flash and blast somebody back into the team. Yes, exactly what she's trying to do. Going ahead and putting up the bump, and it looks like they are going to be forced out of this one. The odd one busting his ult right on the stairs of the base, and that is not going to affect anybody. And it looks like both teams will back out of that fight. Baron is not going to be up anytime soon, and Westrice and them still using their buff to their advantage.
So Janna's flash and ult were both up, but I believe Westrice waited for TSM to go aggressive. If they had gone aggressive, I'm sure we would have seen that super awesome move from Janna. But as they were actually hugging the tower until Misfortune ulted, it was the right call not to go in right there.
It looks like they will go for the blue here. They're going to give it to Dyrus. He can just run around all day with his poison.
Oh god, this is
not what
good.
you want. We're going to check it out. He doesn't have too much AP after he got that Rylus. Really, that it is only to affect the other team. It's not going to give him too much damage. What he wants to do is just fling, get in there, and assist and initiate. And that's what Dyrus is doing very well for his team right now. 4, 2, and 10. Just hitting 300 creep score. Actually beating out Annie at 290, 281 for MF. So the poison is definitely serving its purpose right now for Dyrus as he plays an amazing game. Dan Din coming back out of the base with his Banshee's Veil on and procced up to take that negative buff or negative spell from the enemy as Salsi kind of pushing a lane here by himself, knowing he's confident about the lanes. They pretty much have vision on the members of TSM right now with the amount of minions that are forced into their base. So they have a really good position on the map right now. They are really shutting down TSM.
Oh, yeah,
wiping out those top golems, going to the top turret, and now in the 3v, looks like they both dodged, splitting the defense there with the crystal arrow. No initiation coming from the hands of TSM, and looks like we may have one ult down. Yes, it is only one ult, and we're going to see what TF can do if he procs up Destiny to try to end this fight in their favor, or will he use it in the beginning to really see what's going on. Right now, he's kind of being pushed around and mauled by Dyrus, not doing too much damage, though. They are able to take that top turret. And it looks like they are now on to all inhibitor turrets. The first and middle inhibitor turret and inhibitor are down. And we are going to see if they can continue to push through this top one. They are splitting a little bit as Dyrus is just giving them hell throughout the base, clearing all minions, allowing the super minions to do what they can do best and get some damage onto those Nexus turrets. Without the help of the team of Epik, they're just going to heal back up. So right now, Dyrus is just really proving to be a pain in the butt for TSM.
He is also spamming the slash love. So
yeah, I heard that. I can hear it all the way from the top.
Yep. This is how you do it, people. You just slash love. By the way, you can bind that to a key. That's what you should do. That's how the pros do it. Very important to have your slash love, slash dance, and slash taunt ready whenever you need them in the middle of a team fight. You never know. Yeah, we're going to wait for that Amumu initiate here. When Amumu thinks he can actually catch someone out of position, but that would have to be Ash, and Ash currently actually at the fountain. So there's nothing to initiate on for Epik right now. They're going to wait it out as the Trollololol Singed is still doing his thing. He's having fun there. He's taking some damage, but yeah, he has a force of nature. He's going to heal up in no time at all, and he's eventually going to take that turret down.
Still a lot of pressure in the hands of Epik as Double Lift, Dan Din, and Westrice keep pushing on this top lane. Is exactly what they need to do. With the amount of minions coming into the base, they cannot allow TSM to continue to farm these minions. They're going to catch up a little bit, and that's going to help them in the next team fight. We do see Teemo's Guardian is back up. That's going to assist him very much so in the next team fight, allowing him to respawn with a bit of health and back into the fight to blind and also shut down Westrice, as he has really been a problem for them this game.
Yeah, and we saw Westrice taking the enemy red, yet another slap in their faces, basically. His red was still up. He's like, yeah, I'm going to take yours as well. I'm not going to leave it up to you. And yes, you are not going to catch Singed ever. Just look at him go. It's beautiful.
You're really one of the highest farm games I think we've seen. 330 for Dyrus. We got Annie with 316, Salsi and Westrice is 305. The Ash Arrow coming out onto Double Lift. That's exactly who they wanted to hit, and they will be able to take one out as their inhibitor respawns. They feel a little bit more confident about this fight, and Dan Din will throw it on the ultimate, trying to focus on Reginald as well as the Chaos. Chaos taking huge damage, and the Timber misses as he flashes out of that one. Great reflexes by Chaos, understanding the timing of how Annie wanted to do that. Salsi taken down by the hands of Rain Man, and it looks like this fight is actually going in favor of Team SoloMid. Dyrus looks like he could go down here. He will continue to do the damage he can until the fight happens. And a very nice job. 4 down for Epik Gaming at this time, as Team SoloMid may have just turned the tide of this game.
Absolutely. This is a free Baron for them right here. And I would just like to point out that Dyrus went down with a fling. That is the way to go down. If you're going to die, fling someone, you know? May as well. Ash pushing mid right now, probably hoping to get that inhib before they can come back from Baron, so at least there's some advantage for them. She knows she cannot stop the Baron by herself. So very smart decision here. Sorry, Misfortunes of course pushing for Team Epik. But yeah, Ash ported back, and Ash is going to be in a good position to stop Misfortune. There's not much she can do, and she has to go home. Also building a Guardian Angel on her. You don't really see that in European meta. You don't see the Guardian Angel on the carries. because generally the idea is when a carry goes down, the team fight is probably lost anyway, so the Guardian Angel is not really that useful.
Another game going to 70,000 gold. TSM has combined 70,000. I'm sorry, Epik has 70,000. TSM has 66.4 thousand. And we'll have to see how they play this out. A lot of item builds have been finished. Teemo with that frozen mallet, Madred's a black cleaver, the Guardian and the Wit's End, just putting out a ton of damage as well as being able to take a little bit. Frozen mallet giving out so much HP as well as really disabling anybody that's trying to get away from the fight. Annie, we're going to check out that build. The Rabadon's the Void and Rod of Ages, another needlessly large rod, then those penetration boots, and then the Quicksilver Sash to really get herself out of a sticky situation. So everybody's thinking of what they can do to assist themselves now in the fight without really requiring the assistance of their team, and that's really going to come into a big play when everybody, as I said before, can just micro in and out and really take that damage in a series of people.
Very, very smart build from Annie here. On top of the Quicksilver Sash, she's also building Sonya's Hourglass. That means she has 2 get-out-of-jail-free cards right there. She can cleanse the stun whenever she wants to, and if she gets focused too much, she just turns on that little yellow thing that turns her, puts her basically into a stasis for a moment, and makes her untargetable and invincible for a few seconds. So that means that as long as the team is around, Annie should not be victim to a early focus and kill ever in a team fight. And yeah, in this stage of the game, you don't ever go anywhere without your team. So the only thing that could happen is Annie farming a lane by herself and Twisted Fate coming in. Twisted Fate, as we can see, also with the Guardian Angel. This is interesting to me. I don't see that many Guardian Angels ever, but apparently they are still very popular in North America, and it does make sense for him. I mean, he may make a mistake with one of his teleports, and that respawn time may just be enough time for his team to catch up and get him out of a pickle there. As we saw yesterday, very beautifully done by AAA. Kuja sacrificing himself to save his teammate Moma on Anivia, and that Guardian Angel is just maybe going to give TSM the time necessary to do it. Big stack on top, Misfortune going to go ahead and farm that. Potentially with her arm, no, she doesn't feel like she needs to do that. She just farms it. At the same time, a big push coming mid. Oh, an aggressive port in from Reginald, and that's all. That's the first of the items right there, and the Quicksilver Sash, not necessary, but the Tippers goes down, so she didn't die without doing any damage, but still, this is bad for Epik. This is your main damage out of the, well, your main magic damage out of the game right now, and that is probably going to be an inhibitor for Team SoloMid. What do you think? Can they stop this?
That last attack was amazing. The last fight that they had, we saw 4 go down for Epik. TSM taking a huge advantage of that now with Baron. They were being a little hesitant about using their Baron, but now they are definitely in the face of Epik. They're going to choose to start pushing every lane. They have great minion waves coming from each lane right now, and this game has absolutely turned in the favor of TSM right now. Even though they are down by 5 kills, they have all the momentum in the game that they need. They have Baron, and they have lanes pushed, as I said. Top lane is the only one that they really can't initiate on into the inhibitor right away, and it looks like they are going to be able to take down this turret as well. Teemo just laser pews all over the place. I couldn't even see how many were coming out there as they move on to the inhibitor turret, and it looks like they're going to kind of tank this a little bit, and we'll see what they do. Teemo trying to get himself close enough to do more damage to the turret, and a good defensive job there by Epik to stop them from doing the damage that they needed to clear out the jungle of Epik now. TSM full control of the map after really 70% of that game. It looked like it was going in Epic's favor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Ash Arrow was up in that last standoff, but very, very good positioning from Team Epik. They always had the 2 guys with the benches. They were standing in front, ready to face tank one of those arrows for the squishies in the back. And Chaos never saw the opportunity to put an arrow in. If that arrow had hit something like a Misfortune, that could have been game right there. Very good play, both on Westrise and on the guys in his team with the Banshees shielding his squishy from their squishy from the damage.
We see all 5 members of Epik now in middle. Each slot you see in a health bar is 100 HP, singed with 3690, 3,690 HP. We have 3,105 on Amumu. That is Dyrus and Dan Din with the most HP of the game. Will he get initiated on here? He is being slowed and debuffed by KX, but he is going to go in an ultimate. Absolute Zero coming out as well. Dyrus jumps into the fight to take the brunt of the damage. Reginald goes down, but he will come up from his Guardian Angel, turning around. Westrice getting stunned by the yellow card. He's still chasing, trying to take down Reginald, and we are going to go to the middle of the fight now, as it looks like Reginald is able to make it away alive. Still a ton of damage being done. Dan Din trying to get out of the fight now, as they are thwarting that 3,000 HP. Now it turns onto Westrice, and everybody lives from TSM. A very nice focus and a very good escape so far. They're going to be able to instantly shut down Westrice as he gets back up. And a great job by TSM turning that fight into their favor after being initiated on as a move with bandage toss in. Goes for the ultimate. Singe was right into their start throwing around the poison, and they really weren't worried about it. They knew what they had to do. They started focusing the right people. It was really only Westrice that went down. So without him, I should say, this next fight is definitely going to be difficult. That was where the damage was coming from. TF able to ult right back in after healing up, and this could be very detrimental for Epik.
There's the quick silver sash. Nice reaction time there from Celsi getting out of that. Oh, nice toss. Sonic special going down. But I don't think Epik should be fighting without it. The tower is down right now, and yeah, too much damage output from TSM right there. That's possibly it.
Oh,
this looks like it could
be very close for them. A good amount. There it is, the flash away from Annie. Timo just too close to make it happen. That was not the stun that he needed.
Nice.
Double Lip saying, you know, I'm going to save myself just for the heck of it. I think this could be the game in favor of TSM here as they continue to push on. They have a very big minion wave. And unfortunate for Epik as they were just hanging on by the skin of their teeth there when losing Westrice. Actually, Westrice back into this one, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage here, possibly pulling him off. Able to take down Ash, able to take down Rainman here, and they are both up on Guardians. Reginald, can she continue to do the damage? Westrice looking to get back into this one, and they are able to push him off. However, all the turrets are down. They have lost an inhibitor, and they only have the top and bottom inhibitor to go. A good push out there. The game is not over just yet, but it is very grim for Epik Gaming at this point. 55 minutes into the match, almost breaching that hour mark. 22-20, 78,000 gold for Epik Gaming, 81K for TSM.
Wow.
As I think that's a new high we've seen here in the tournament. This might be one of the longest games as well. Everybody back to base to get back into the ring.
And 4 Guardian Angels in this game. I can't get over it. So many Guardian Angels. I mean, that's so much damage output that you don't have. But I guess that they're worth it. I mean, we just saw how powerful they were. That fight, oh God, that looked painful. With Amumu just saying, you know what, I'm going to ulti anyway. And what happened here is Reginald coming in from the side, chasing, or rather baiting Westrice around. Westrice damage was really needed here in the main fight. And when Westrice decided to rejoin the fight, I think we're going to go through this in the telecast after the game if we have to fight.
For sure.
But when he decided to come back, not the time to come back. You don't win a 1v4. And this may be a Baron. Yeah, too many of them bot lane. They're not going to get there in time. Free Baron. Baron number 2 for Team SoloMid. I'm so close to calling it, Rivington.
Well, the only real factor here is that that inhibitor needs to come back up. They have a good 3 minutes left on that to respawn, and it looks like it's going to be a full rush down after they grab this blue. Wards all throughout the jungle, and that's really good by Rainman. He's going to be able to prevent any chasing that happens if they begin to lose this fight, which I don't think that they will. You know, I've been going around on Epic's side, but let's look at the HP of Nunu. 3,800 HP on Nunu. X special 3,199, so they definitely have the HP advantage going into this fight right now. As look back at Singe, he still has 3,600, so they are going to be able to take a little bit more damage. They have a lot of defense and a lot of great items. The builds are almost completely finished. They cannot fit any more in their inventory at this point in time. And this is what I was talking about in the review yesterday, is it comes down to the strategy of your game. Dyrus overextending just a little bit. They have Baron. Why fight off the turret? There is no reason to do so. Will Reginald come in on this one? And he chooses now, though he gets way too close to the fountain, and he goes down. Reginald finds himself in a sticky situation, and it looks like they are forced to back here. Could this be what Epik needs? The arrow coming out, it will slow him down, but Singe did not get hit by that. He did get hit by the mushroom, however, and they will continue to chase. They are going to chase them all the way back. They are going to have to stop this wave as it will go right onto the Nexus, and they don't want that to happen. No, they are running right past it. They're going to try to force TSM back into their base. They want that inhibitor back. That will definitely thwart anything that TSM wants to do. Pushing out, they may be able to get behind them with a teleport on Singe to be able to run into the base, tank those turrets. Not that he is one to be able to backdoor a turret too fast, but that is not something you want to have to deal with during a fight where you're trying to win the game. And it looks like they will be able to put the pressure on here. 30 seconds for Reginald to get back into the game, and the inhibitor taking some damage, but being able to focus it there standing still is causing them to take a lot. And it looks like this may just be a stalemate on the inhibitor. Both teams are going to be forced to back, but no. Chaos taking down Dan Din. The flash and ultimate coming out of the hands of Nunu using the Zonias, but he will go down anyways in the valiant attempt to keep himself alive and possibly flash out of that. But I think it was also down as he had just used it, and I believe believe that could be one of the final pushes required. They do have Dyrus to tank a lot of damage, but they don't have any turrets to save that Nexus right now. So they need to be very careful, and it's going to be a very, very difficult defensive strategy that they have to put up here.
No, it's not going to be a very difficult defensive strategy. It's going to be game. Annie just using Flash to get out of the Absolute Zero and then wasting on the Sonias as well. This is not good. Dyrus cannot 1v5 at this point, even though he's singed. Yeah, singed, what are you doing? And I believe this is game right now. TSM have this. We're going to see a rematch. TSM versus AAA. It's going to be